Whether it makes you laugh, cry, scream, or fly, there's a song for every emotion.
You're listening to Mike and Priya talk about the songs that make up the soundtrack to your life, because life is in the lyrics.
Hey everyone, I am Priya.
And I'm Mike.
And you are listening to Life is in the Lyrics, a podcast where we talk about how music is intertwined with our lives.
And while we love to talk, we'd also love to hear from you, our listeners. How do you get in touch, you ask? You can email us at lifeisinthelyrics@gmail.com or slide into our DMs on Instagram at The Little Podcast. That's the LIITL podcast.
Yeah, on the gram. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and all that.
We really want to get some subscriptions because we know people are listening, which is awesome. We have people listening in Russia, Singapore.
Interesting.
A lot in the U.S., mostly in Canada, which is exciting. And some in the U.K. Yeah,
I like
which
that.
is
Maybe
fantastic.
it's your family.
Maybe. Yeah.
Anyways, it's all very exciting.
Yeah, we want to keep. It'd be great to get some reviews and get some likes, reviews, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because that then changes the algorithm so that other people will then see our
Shameless
podcast.
plugs here. Also, when you are reviewing, we only accept a minimum of 4 stars.
Don't listen to her.
Okay,
you give us whatever review you deem that episode or our podcast in general, and I'll deal with Priya.
Okay, well,
I'll just feed her with vegan cheese and
not the real
stuff.
We know that doesn't work for us.
Right. So now you might have heard a couple of strange voices in the intro today, and that's because we have our very first guests on our podcast. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but we haven't had any guests on our podcast yet. So you guys are the first.
Our very special guest for a very special episode because, guys, it's tea time. Today, we are doing an Eras Tour debrief. Are you ready for it? But before we welcome our guests, Mike and I have a couple of stories about how our brains sometimes, turn themselves off. So I'm going to start because mine is not nearly as bad as your brain farts this week. So earlier this week, I was walking with Kaya, and I think it was Wednesday, and we were walking, and I was just thinking about my weekend, and I was like, so I have plans on Saturday. I'm going to see Wicked, the movie, but I should make some plans for Friday. So I was like thinking of who I could call and what I could do for Friday night. And I was getting ready to call a friend when I got home. And then I realized I have plans on Friday.
What were you doing Friday, Priya?
Oh, I was going to go to see a concert, like just the Eras Tour concert.
Oh, the Eras Tour.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's Taylor Swift, right?
That's Taylor Swift, and I was going to see that on Friday, which I had known for a year and 3 months, but somehow had forgotten 2 days before the actual concert. Yeah. Okay, while you're making fun of me, why don't you tell us your stories, Mike?
Yeah, I had a kind of like similar experience. I actually happened. I don't know if it was way worse, but it happened twice to me this week. I was, so in my real job, in the job that I have that pays the bills, we had to submit our forecasts, our first forecasts. And it's always a whole process, and there's a lot of stress and anxiety about it.
Blah, blah, get to the good part.
And
we want to get to tea time.
So I thought, well, let's, get the other managers, my colleagues, why don't we get together, have a couple of drinks, lick our wounds sort of thing. And so I put some dates out there. I'm like, oh, yeah, we could do, how about Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday?
Yeah.
And a lot of people had chosen Friday. And I'm like, Friday? I can't do Friday. We bought these tickets a year and 3 months ago.
Right.
And it totally flipped off my brain that Friday we would be going to this concert. So it's like, okay, yeah, so we chose a different day. And then another friend of mine, Vince, he's got his birthday coming up. And so I was talking to his partner, and I'm like, hey, we should get together. What do you want to do for Vince's birthday, or what's happening? And he's like, oh, I'm not sure. And I said, well, why don't we get together for dinner, do something low key? And he's like, yeah, well, we could do like Friday or Saturday. And he's like, Friday will work better. I'm like, okay, yeah, Friday. We can do Friday. And
no
then
plans Friday, no plans.
I woke up Thursday morning and I'm like, I can't do Friday. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, there's no way I could do Friday. I'm going to be busy. So yeah, I had a couple of brain farts there myself.
We have been excited about this concert since August of 2023.
Yeah, and we've been very excited.
Okay, we're going to get to that, Mike. You just
wait.
Well,
listeners will tell you if people have been listening to our episodes.
You've heard me mention
Yeah.
You've heard me mention Taylor
Every
on
episode.
every episode. And
Every
every
episode.
episode, Mike is like, you're obsessed with her. Like, you're really obsessed with her. Blah, blah, blah. And then, well, we'll hear what happened at the concert last night. So now that we've got our embarrassing stories out of the way, let's get on with it and meet our guest. Mike, who did you bring in with you?
Well, I am so happy to have my little sister here, Manji, as I call her. I call her Manji because my mom, she had 3 kids, and whenever she would try and call our names, she'd always run through the other 2 before she'd get to the one she was actually wanting to call. And Manji was always, it would be like Mike, Angie, or she'd just end up with Manji.
She'd mix it.
So that's why I call her Manji.
That's
Right,
me.
Manj?
Hi.
Welcome, Angie.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, really?
Who you? Other than being the best sister in the whole world.
Oh, I don't know about the best sister.
You are.
But I am your sister. And that's, I'm a mom and I'm a sister. And, yeah, that's it.
That's
And-
it?
That's all I got.
A Swiftie.
And of
Oh,
course. Yeah.
yes.
Thanks to
Yes.
Mike. He's the one that got me into her. So,
We
yeah.
do some pretty hardcore Swiftie singing. And
Oh, yeah. We belt out
Remember
the
together.
Thames.
And who
Nice.
did you bring, Priya?
Well, I am really excited to have my goddaughter Maya here. I call her Kaya, which is the name of my dog, and not on purpose, but just because it's like, and Kaya here, I mean, Maya, I do that all the time. She came all the way from New York on Wednesday.
New York, baby.
Yep. And this
New
concert was a very special birthday gift for her because her birthday is tomorrow.
Right.
We are recording here on November 20. What's the date today?
Date of recording is 23rd.
November 23rd. And Maya's birthday is tomorrow.
It's actually
the
in 2
Tuesday.
days.
It's the 25th. I was like, yeah.
It's
She's-
a Monday.
The 25th.
but-
That's the same
yes.
day as my friend Vince.
But today is Sunday. No, today is Saturday. That's why I'm mixed up. Sorry. Oh.
She's a great in, isn't she?
Yeah. Anyways, so
Well, wait a minute. Stop talking.
yeah, okay.
Maya.
I haven't gotten I wanted
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
But I just want to say a shout out to her parents for getting her this amazing gift and with it sending me to see the show with her. And so I got to see it twice. But you know, what can I say? Champagne problems, right?
You can do that through the whole episode.
I am. We're going to litter this episode with lyrics and titles of her song and see how many of them the listeners catch.
Okay.
So-
Look at her channeling
crafty.
some of those like Taylor Swift Easter egg thingy things.
You know, a little bit here and there. Yeah, so I'm excited to have Maya here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yay!
Our first
Yes.
guests. Very special guests.
Maya, tell us about the concert. Did it live up to your wildest dreams?
It really did live up to my wildest dreams. I didn't really think anything of the concert until the Eras tour really started because I started getting into her at the time when she started doing her first shows in Glendale. And then as time went on, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't think I actually realized how much I really connect to her and her songs as a person. I want to try to go to this concert. And so for over a year, I was constantly begging my parents. I was like, you've got to try to help me to get me to go. Like we'll probably have to fly out. And then at some point we were close to getting tickets, but then we didn't get them. And all my friends were like, I went to the concert and I went and I did this.
Get a little FOMO.
Yeah, and so I was like, even if I don't get to experience it, it's fine, because, I mean, my friends got to go, so technically I went there because I'm spiritually with them all the time.
Oh, okay,
And,
yeah.
Good way to look at it.
And then Auntie Priya comes over one random time in the summer. And
In August.
In August. And we were getting ready to go out for a karaoke night. And out of nowhere, I'm getting ready and I hear them say, hey, like, Maya, like, you should come out here. And earlier that day, I'd been asking Auntie Priya, like, you should try to help me get tickets because we could probably go together. And I know that she has some dates in Toronto pretty close to my birthday, probably on my birthday. And so I'm getting ready, and then I hear my name getting called, so I walk out, and they're blasting Taylor Swift in the kitchen, and I'm like, my parents don't listen to Taylor Swift, and I walk down the hallway, and they're recording me, and I'm like, what is happening? And then they start singing Happy Birthday.
Oh my God.
And I start panicking, and I thought that I was like, oh my God, did I forget that it was Auntie Priya's birthday? So I start singing happy birthday too.
She started singing along.
Because I didn't know that it was for me. Then my mom started laughing and she said, no, listen. And I was like, what? And they were like, we have a surprise for you. And I was like, I had a feeling, but I was like, what? Like, is it someone's birthday? Did someone die? And they were like, who's playing? And I said, Taylor Swift. And at that point I knew, and they were like, you're going to see Taylor Swift in 3 months. And I think I cried for like a good minute.
Yeah, she was
really
very
Did you cry?
emotional.
You
Yeah.
had one of those like classic TikTok, Instagram moments when,
She was so overwhelmed. She was just like kind of in shock.
yeah.
It was really amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Okay, before we get into the what did it live up to your expectations and everything, why don't we flip it to Angie? And Angie, why don't you tell us about what your
Well, I don't
how
have
did
that kind
you
of an
how did
experience.
this happen?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How did it happen? So when the lottery thing came up,
Mm-hmm.
you talked to me, and there was like 9 of us that were trying to get into this lottery,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the only one out of the 9 that got selected.
Right.
So
do you okay? So sorry to cut you off, but do
No.
you know how low the odds were for people?
No.
It was like something like 1 in 10,000 people
I
got
don't
this
know.
won this lottery number.
And you know what happened too is when I was watching videos and stuff to see like how do people get the tickets and what are they doing and what are the kind of what's the panic like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, oh, I was like 1,800 in the list.
Right.
And you just got to get in there and get whatever ticket you can, and it's a big panic. And so when it came to my turn, I was like 500. I was like number 500.
Oh, yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
like
My
some
God.
crazy number.
Oh my God.
So I was like, oh my God, I can have any ticket. So, but then I panicked. And I was just like, pick a ticket. And
Yeah.
so that's what I did. And it ended up
They
being
were
in front
amazing
of they were
seats.
okay. I was pretty excited at first. But then, Mike, you were telling me that there was like you were like, what's that gray square on the
Oh,
ground,
on the floor
you know?
plan, yeah, there was a gray square in front of our seating section. I
Was that
wasn't
the
sure.
tower?
It
that
was
was
the
in front of us?
lighting
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. The lighting grid.
Yeah.
So then I didn't sleep for the next 3 days thinking like, I won this lottery and I got these tickets and I'm responsible for 3 other people
But
but it turned out good.
So for our listeners, the timing of this recording, this is the day after we went to the concert.
Yeah.
So we went on the 22nd of November and we're recording on the 23rd of November. Right. So Angie, after all that waiting and then the 3 sleepless nights and after having
year
been
and
there
yeah.
last night, what do you think about the tickets and the seats?
Oh, it was great.
They were
I think we
amazing.
would have been happy anywhere, but
Yeah.
They
it
were
would have been nice to
amazing.
see the stage because there was like the screens on the stage.
Yeah.
So we kind of missed a little bit of that, but they were great. Yeah,
They
I was
were
happy.
amazing.
They were so great.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Okay.
was fun.
Should we ask Mike? Because we did buy these tickets a long, long time ago. And as I said, Mike has been kind of looking down his nose at me a little bit, saying, like, you are obsessed. Like, you are really like, oh, this is so overhyped. I've been hearing about this concert for over a year now. I just think it's like overhyped. And then when the timer came on screen last night, Mike went berserk.
I did. I will admit.
And he goes, I'm more excited than I thought it would be. I would be.
No, it was very exciting, and I it was. So you're right. I have been kind of like razzing you a little bit about it because you are a little obsessed, and I do like her. I really like Taylor Swift, and I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I don't have to weave Taylor Swift into every conversation or episode. Again, that being said, last night, so there was all the build up, and like for the last couple of weeks, it's been a lot of people at work and whatever saying, "Oh, are you excited? Are you excited?" And it's like, yeah, it's like she's been on tour for like 2 years or whatever, and I've seen endless posts about it, and I've
We saw
watched
the
the videos.
movie.
We went to the movie,
Yep.
so it wasn't like I didn't know what was coming. But then being in the stadium, and I don't know, Maya, you talk about tell us what it was like for you, and Angie, what it was like for you to be when you're in the stadium, and like even going to the stadium, people dressed up on the subway and just following that sea of Swifties and their sequins and everything.
All the sparkle.
Everybody was just so happy
The
and
joy.
excited. So it was that build up yesterday as it was
Yeah.
happening, and then Gracie Abrams was amazing. She was so good, and for an opening act, like some opening acts, you know, in the concerts that I've been to, some opening acts are amazing, but sometimes they don't kind of hit the mark for me in terms of getting me excited.
For the next person, for the main event. Yeah.
Now, I love Gracie Abrams. I really love her latest album, and I knew quite a few of the songs she sang, and she played some of my favorite songs, so that totally had me going.
Which ones were your favorites? Because I know Maya really loves her too. Let's see if you guys have the
Risk
same favorites.
That was my favorite too.
Yeah. I love Risk, and that was what she opened with.
Yes. I think your favorite, Maya, was the one she closed with, wasn't it?
I have 3. The main ones that I was really happy she played were I Love You, I'm Sorry, That's So True, and Close to You. I think my all-time favorite that she played out of those 3 was probably, I have to say that That's So True and Close to You were tied, just because Close to You was such an upbeat song.
Yeah.
And seeing everyone jumping
It
along.
got you pumped up.
Yeah, that was a
totally.
great song to end her set with.
And I also just love That's So True because I love the bridge to that song just because it's so, I don't want to say it's so fast, but it's just so, like, as I was still getting even more excited than I thought was possible as I was singing the bridge and just knowing that she was right there. I don't know. I really like that song.
Yeah. And I just want to say that Maya is in a performing arts high school in New York. So she's going to one day be
Gracie
Up there on
Abrams.
stage.
be on there, either on stage or as an actor somewhere. But
Wheeling Taylor Swift out.
I'm gonna be
when
riding
she's
her-
Still doing her.
I'm going to be riding her tailcoat like all the way.
Oh, now I'm seeing it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when Priya's not recording podcasts and doing all of her entrepreneurial stuff, she's acting.
Yeah, here and there for fun.
And you'll see her on stage at any karaoke bar
You
singing
know
Madonna.
me. Yeah, I just love to ham it up. We had
She
so much
does.
fun when we did karaoke in New York. We did like All Too Well, but they didn't have the 10-minute version, but we did the 5-minute version, and we got very dramatic. Also, we had one night when her parents were away, another time I was visiting, and we just did all Taylor Swift at home. And I remember we were like, Maya was going to sing Enchanted, and she said, just wait. And she went away, and she came out in her blue prom dress that was just like one of the ball gowns that Taylor wears.
that's so
We had
good.
the best time. So we really have connected and bonded over Taylor.
So Gracie Abrams really got me going.
Amazing
and then when that
starter.
clock came up and the crowd was electric.
Yeah.
Do you remember, like, the clock came up and you could feel the energy in the
Yes.
stadium.
Yes.
49,000 people, and they were just like, and then when the countdown, so I recorded when the clock first came up, I'm like, oh, and I recorded it, and then I stopped because I'm like, okay, well, this is just, you know, we've got a whole
2
minute.
minutes of just a clock.
And then when it went down to 20, I started recording again. And then when it was counting down from 10, and it was just like, I don't know, I've seen the opening of this concert so many times. And when those seashell things came out, I kind of lost my friggin' mind. I seriously, it was like I disconnected from my rational self because I was so excited. That part of the show that we've seen a million times, right? We saw it in the movie where we know that they're going over with their seashell things. They're going to lift it up and she's going to appear.
she's gonna be there.
It's not a surprise. We know. I lost my shit. I
Yeah.
was so frigging excited. I was like, I honestly, I felt like, should I be embarrassed? No, this is my natural emotion. I'm so excited to see this. I really did. And
So
then
there was 4 of us, and
Yeah.
he was the only guy, and he
Yes.
was fangirling big time.
I
Big
was.
time.
I
He
was.
out of all of us, he had the arms
Yep.
flailing. He was sweating.
I
Knew
was-
every
he was
lyric
screaming.
to every
I
song.
did. I was like, I love that opening of that concert. That
was
really
good.
is my favorite part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine too.
So then woke up this morning. Don's already awake. We're sitting on the couch and he's like, how was it? Did you enjoy it? And I'm like, yeah, it was so great. And so he's like, did you take any pictures and videos? I'm like, yeah. So I started, and okay, so we went out for drinks last night
Yes.
after the concert and we went for a bite. So got home, tried to unwind. I don't think I fell asleep till about 3:30.
Yeah, it took a while.
Woke up around 7:30. So I haven't had a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
And if I'm tired and a song comes on or something happens, I get quite emotional quickly. So I'm showing Dawn the video of the opening, and I know it's happening right now. I got teary-eyed. It
Right.
was so exciting. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just because I'm a big baby, but it's like
No, I
it was
love it.
so exciting. I got overwhelmed with emotion just looking at the video. It was
Yeah.
like amazing. It was so
Maya,
amazing.
you had a moment too when she, like, even when we got into the stadium, because we got there like 2 hours before it was before even Gracie was going on, and so I said, I'm gonna go and get us some food. Do you want to come? And she said, do you remember what you said?
I said I want to sit here and take it all in.
Yeah.
I did not want to leave.
Yeah.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to stare at the Eras Tour stage after seeing it on glitchy live streams for so long. I feel
Yeah.
like I don't even know. I felt excitement, but I think I don't even know how to describe it. I was also scared because
Yeah.
Like overwhelmed?
I was so overwhelmed with excitement that it scared me. And I think I was also just really excited because the feeling that you get in your body after finally seeing it in person instead
Yeah.
of a live stream for a year and a half, it's such a big change. And then when the clock finally ended, like when the timer ended and it enlarged on the screen and I heard her say it's been a long time coming for the first time, I immediately started bawling.
Yeah, and that vocal was too so ethereal, just kind of in the background.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
a long time coming, and it
Yeah.
was so like, oh my
It's
God,
Yeah.
she's
It is
actually
actually
gonna
happening.
be right
Yeah.
here now. I
Yeah.
know it was really insane.
What about you, Ange?
That
Do
was
you
all of that. Yeah, it was the same because all day and just like you said, everybody's like, "Oh my God, are you so excited?" And
Yeah.
this is going to be so amazing. And it's like, yeah, like it's been such a long time
Yeah.
that we've had these tickets. And then while we're sitting there and the clock went down and you get excited and then the shells and everything, it's like right here. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
finally
it's happening.
right here in front of us. And yeah.
I will say I was a bit sad at that moment.
Oh, really?
Because for me, like the anticipation for the year and a half
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so exciting. Just thinking, oh my God, I'm going to see Taylor, and I was like listening to her set list and like listening to her music all the time, and just kind of like getting ready for it. And then the moment like it started, I was like, I have to really savor this because it's gonna be over before we know it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I was a little bit sad, and then I had to kind of push that away and just be in the moment and enjoy
enjoy.
it. And yeah, it was really everything that I
Yeah.
had expected.
I think there's that other piece, which is like, is this going to live up to the expectation?
Yeah.
Maya and Angie, did you have any of that going on? Like, were you at all thinking, I've built this up so much and I've seen so much, and everybody, of course, what people post online is like the best of everything, right? Did you have any concern about whether you might be disappointed with anything in the concert?
The only thing that I was really worried about was that I wasn't going to know one of the surprise songs.
Oh.
And I was going to be really disappointed. My surprise songs ended up being Mr. Perfectly Fine
Yeah.
mashed up with Better Than Revenge and State of Grace mashed up with Labyrinth,
Yeah.
which so many people hated on Labyrinth, which literally broke my heart because Labyrinth literally got me through last year. Anyway, I ended up knowing all of them, so I'm really happy about that. But I wasn't really scared that I was going to be disappointed. I think it was just more of an I'm finally here moment, and it better be everything that I've seen.
Yeah.
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 What did it, and I asked
Well-
you this at the concert, I asked you, like, do you wish you had been there with your friends?
I feel like being there with my friends would have been fun, but I think it was also really fun being with you just because we've been listening to her for completely different amounts of time. I'm a teenager and you're an adult, so we have very
Ish.
different we have very different point of views
Yeah.
on her. And so I think it's fun being with someone who's known her music for a long time instead of just being with a friend who listens to what I do.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I was really happy to be able to finally bond about Taylor Swift with Maya once she became a fan.
You just said Taylor Swift.
I know. I had a little lisp.
Yeah.
Angie, what was it like for you to go with your brother?
Oh, well, we've been to concerts together,
Yeah.
and it's always fun because Mike's energy, I kind of feed off of Mike's energy as well.
Yeah.
So
It's hard not to feed off of Mike's
yeah.
energy.
I
Yeah.
do get excited.
Yeah.
He's excited
It's
enough for both of
contagious,
us,
though.
but yeah, I always love going to concerts with Mike.
Mike is the kind of person you take anywhere, and he just his energy spreads into everybody
Yeah.
around him.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
Totally.
is sometimes extremely annoying to me, as I
Oh,
have
I
said.
don't think so. I think it's awesome.
I have said because
I think
like,
it's great.
I know that a couple of times, like once we were going to the Taylor Swift dance
Oh, yeah.
party.
Dance party, yeah.
And we hadn't seen each other in a while, and we were having a drink beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
And we were chatting, and then the person beside us said, "Oh, are you going to the Taylor Swift dance party? We're going too," or something.
No,
Maybe
no,
it
that was a
different
different concert.
Yeah.
And you already talked about this.
I know, but they weren't here. And then Mike turned around and started talking to them for the next 5 minutes. And I'm like, "Excuse me,
Hello?
for fuck's sake, this
Yeah.
is supposed to be our night." So, but yes, but I am also used to the fact that Mike just spreads joy, sprinkles it like confetti.
Like
Glitter?
Like glitter, yes. Which he had on his face yesterday.
I did.
Yes, he did.
I did. I put glitter freckles on my face. It was very subtle, but it caught the light.
It was awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Now, but what about you, Ange? What did you think about it?
Unlike you guys, didn't watch anything. I tried not to. I didn't want to know the set list. I didn't want to know.
Did you not watch the movie?
I watched the movie
Okay.
when it came out, like shortly after we got
Yeah.
the tickets. But I'm older and I forget. So I don't remember a lot of the little.
And you're not
Like
on
when
a
they-
TikTok, Instagram person. Like you don't.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah.
But when they were really loud last night after the champagne problems, I
Yeah.
thought that was authentic. I really did. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that was a thing that they did at all the concerts and they were trying to one up or whatever.
Yeah,
and even the outfits and stuff, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, look at that girl. She's got that white dress. She's got lyrics everywhere. And Mike's
I
like,
know.
yeah. But I had no idea that it was part
that
of
was
her.
the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Well, I had seen the movie. Mike and I went to see the movie when it came out. But other than that, I haven't really watched any videos online or anything. And I knew the friendship bracelets. Obviously, it was a thing. And Mike and I had made a bunch. So we all have our friendship bracelets on today. But I just thought, like, her fan base is really
diverse.
so diverse.
Holy cow, yeah.
The night I went with Maya, I was sitting next to a woman who was probably in her mid 60s, and I did say this to you all that she had like the same dance moves as I did, and I
Yeah,
I felt
yeah.
a little bit self-conscious because I usually and kind of like to think of myself as a pretty cool dancer.
You're cool.
And then I saw this grandma beside me pulling out my dance moves, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is not good."
Well, or you could flip it and you could say,
She's
"Wow,
super cool
She's
too.
super cool
that
too.
60-year-old's got some really cool
She
dance
knew all
moves."
the words. She knew all the words, and I just thought that was so cool. But there were people from like there were grandparents.
Every era?
And then every era, every age era. And then little ones. It was just
Yeah.
amazing, and just the joy.
Yeah.
You know, like looking around, there were lots of moments where I just stopped and looked around the stadium to see all the lights, all the foam.
Yeah,
me too.
yeah.
And just like taking that in because, God, don't we need that? Like, don't we need moments
Yeah.
like that to fill us up?
There was a song with Gracie Abrams, and everybody lit up their phones.
They
Yeah.
did that for us too.
Yeah.
It was so bright inside. I was
really
like,
fast.
what were you going to say?
I was going to say so bright. This is
So,
a thing Mike
yeah,
says.
it's a thing that we have. I'll say something and then I'll say, "Oh my god, that was really good. Did you see that?" And she'll go, "It was so good." And
Yeah.
I'll say, "Oh, was it so good?" Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Anyways,
help it.
that's not funny.
That's not funny to anybody else. Okay.
No, the way everybody got involved and
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it's okay. So, Ange, you had mentioned the cheering part and how you
I
didn't
thought it was
know.
authentic.
After
I had
Champagne
no idea.
Problems.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about this because after the concert last night, we went for a drink and we went and got fries because we wanted to avoid the crowd with the subway and everything. And our throats were like dry and parched. And we had quite a
Discussion.
robust
We did,
conversation
yes.
about various things. And I admit I was a bit dissy about the kind of
Authenticity.
authenticity of some of the
Yeah.
elements of
Yeah.
this. And I've been thinking a little bit about that as well. And I think maybe Stephanie said it, who also came to the concert with us last night. Couldn't be here today. Or maybe it was Angel. I don't know. Somebody said there may have been, even though it happens at every concert, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not authentic.
Oh,
Yep.
that's true.
So maybe the cheering and that, you know, people, it felt authentic to them. And even Taylor Swift's like response to that may be slightly contrived and expected because, you know, it happens at every concert
Yeah.
at that moment. But maybe there's a part of me that wants to believe that there's a part of her that is still in awe of
Yeah.
how enthusiastic her fans are.
I was a little bit surprised, I will say, during that part of the conversation last night because, you know, there were several comments going around about the lack of authenticity and that it felt like she was just putting on a show and that it was just words and stuff. And I actually kind of was, I felt like sticking up for her a bit, but I didn't. But I was a little bit surprised at that. And then, but I guess it's all perspective, right? And I was reading a post that a friend of mine had posted this morning, and this is her view. She says, I watched her take in the thousands of fans who came from near and far, humbly and with so much gratitude, so clearly not jaded by her unprecedented success. Even with all her fame, she was so genuinely touched that people love her and her music that much. That's what made me the most emotional. So it is really interesting that people experienced her reaction to the crowd and to the sort of the ongoing applause in different ways. But I feel like it is very hard to, after 148 shows, to look
Genuine.
like whatever other people's idea of genuine is. Because I'm sure it still does fill her up, and it must, like, every night it must be like, this is incredible. People,
Yeah.
the love I'm getting. But how do you make that feel like it's the first time for the people in the audience?
Yeah.
You know?
And
Well,
for
she
some,
did it for me because I didn't watch any of that stuff, so I really thought it was authentic. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God,
So
she's
did
going to
I.
remember this. Like,
Yeah.
you know, how many other places did this? And you were like,
Yeah.
all of them.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had no idea, so
Maya, like, because you've watched a lot of the live streams. So after Champagne Problems, does that happen a lot where people just do, like, they just clap on and on and on and on?
It started to become a kind of quote unquote tradition at some show. And
Okay.
the longest it's ever gone for was 8 minutes and
Oh
30
my God.
seconds.
Oh my
why do you
And
think it's after that song?
Yeah. How do you know how that tradition started
Or
right
did
after
it just
that
happen
song?
after that song at one place?
I
And
think
everybody.
it just started after that song, or maybe because she said something in her speech about writing it during quarantine and how she thought it would be such a heartfelt song to sing after quarantine. So maybe it has something to do with that. But I think it just became a way of saying, like, we appreciate you just without words.
Yeah.
And there have been shows where she has gotten emotional over it. She has cried. I think she did
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
cry at our show. I saw on the screen
Yeah.
that I during All Too Well too. I think it's also just because it's the end of the tour, but
Right.
you could see little like a stream of
Yeah. That, oh my God, All Too Well. Like, that was a moment.
felt
I
Belted
could
that
do
one
that
out.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. It was just, it was really spectacular. So, what makes everybody here a fan of Taylor? Now, I know, Angie, you said that Mike got you into Taylor.
Yes.
So, how did that become your own interest in her? Like, so he introduced
well, I
you to
think
her.
her lyrics are like everybody can relate to it. Everybody's gone through something similar or can relate to her lyrics in some way, shape, or form, right? So, and it's like poppy, and she's like bubbly and sweet, and you want to be happy when you're listening to her stuff,
Yeah.
or sad, depending on
Yeah.
what kind of song you're listening to. So, I think it's just a feeling, good feelings, bad feelings, like
All
she
the
feels
feelings.
like she gets you.
Yes.
You know? So
And you can sing the lyrics too. I like songs that I can sing.
Oh,
Oh,
totally.
Like
really,
I-
Mike?
I
Do you
like
want to
music.
tell us what you thought the lyric was last night? Okay. So, at the end of I Can Do It With a Broken Heart,
Oh, no.
Maya, what is the very last line she says?
try and come for my job.
It's not.
Mike?
It's not try and come from my job.
What did Mike think it was?
The line is, I'm going to go get comfort from my job, from my dog. I'm going to go get comfort from my dog. That's what I hear. I'm like,
But she's a cat person.
I know. I know. I know. I know. I'm just a dumb old man. Just you can look at me like that,
to be
Maya.
fair, our mother makes up words to songs.
She does,
And
and
I
I
think
did grow up
we've-
that way.
yeah,
We've,
yeah. I
but
think
to
we've
me, it
inherited
sounds
that.
like she's like, I'm gonna go get comfort from my dog.
She doesn't even like dogs.
Well,
I think-
she does have a big dog. Her mom has a big dog.
She does.
But
I
she's more a
think,
cat one.
I think it's just because, well, she did change it for the tour, so she says try and come
Yeah, she changes
for
the rhythm
my
of it,
job.
yeah.
But I think because it's try and come for my job, it gets
It's
it
so quick.
harder.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's this lyric in Down Bad, and I don't know what it was, and we were listening to it in the car the other day. I could probably try and find it, but there's this lyric and I heard it wrong, and I've been hearing it wrong.
Oh yeah.
But I thought that it was right. And
While she's looking
I wanted
for that.
her to sing the whole song Down Bad.
Oh,
Me too.
yeah.
I really like that song.
I love that song.
Yeah.
While Maya's looking for that lyric.
I found it.
Okay, tell
Sorry.
us. Yeah.
So she says, that somehow seems so hollow now. They'll say, I'm nuts if I talk about the
Yep.
existence of you. I thought she was saying that somehow seems so hollow now. They'll say, I want Taco Bell if I talk about the existence of you. Actually, it was fried Taco Bell. But I heard they'll say, I fried Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And I was like, did she just say fried Taco Bell?
Yeah.
And she was like, and Auntie Priya looked at me, she was like, she sighed and she was like, she said they'll say I'm nuts if they talk about. And I heard they'll say I'm fried Taco Bell. And I don't.
So then you can relate to my
Yeah.
gonna go
Yes.
comfort, get comfort from my
But
dog.
That one's pretty funny.
It does genuinely sound like fried Taco Bell,
Yeah.
though.
Well, her mom even thought with that 1989 album, there's that one
Starbucks?
song. Yeah, her mom thought that she was saying Starbucks.
In which song?
Got a long list of ex-lovers. Got a long list Starbucks lovers.
That's what her mom thought. Like,
Oh my God,
there's
really?
a video of her mom saying, "Yeah, I didn't really get that lyric. I didn't understand
so
her,
funny.
like why she would say Starbucks." But
Okay.
so
Yeah, we all have our moments. Mine's not so bad, but in one of her songs, where she says, "We can't make any promises now, can we, babe?" I used to think she was saying, "But you can make me dream," instead of "You can make me a drink." And then I was like, "Oh, make me a drink. Oh, that's
2,
okay."
3, let's go.
There was this one lyric in The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, and it's a little bit inappropriate, so I don't know if I can
Say it.
say it.
Go for it.
There's
This is a safe space.
There's this one line, and it hold on, I have to sing it in my head to get to the right line. Hold on, guys, I got this.
Are you ready?
I think it was because it wasn't sexy once it wasn't forbidden.
Yes.
Right.
I heard because it wasn't sex, it was only 4 minutes.
Oh.
And for some, that is sex. Okay, sorry.
Oh. Well, if we didn't have a 15-year-old, almost
know.
16-year-old in the
No,
room.
almost 15.
Almost 15.
So-
Oh, you're 14. Oh, geez. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's
I've heard
another.
worse. It's okay.
There's
She is a
another
teenager.
lyric that we enlightened your Auntie Priya on last night.
Which one?
Oh, yes.
But we're not going to talk about
No, no.
that.
No, I just
Oh,
said
yeah,
that.
we don't
You
want to.
have
No, we can't. We can't. That one's rude. I'll
No,
tell you after.
that one's really rude.
Okay,
Okay,
tell me
in
in
the
the car.
I will tell
Tell
you
me
in the car.
Yeah.
I do want to ask everybody what if they have like a favorite lyric that kind of connects with them. I know there are so many in all of
my
her
goodness.
songs, but is
Where do
there
you
a
start?
song that you especially kind of connect to, or a lyric that you especially connect to? Mike, do you want to start?
No.
Okay.
No, me
There's
neither.
too many.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
Maya, do you want to start?
If we have any folklore fans, this is from This Is Me Trying.
Yeah.
And and my words shoot to kill when I'm mad. I have a lot of regrets about that.
Oh,
okay.
that is a really good one.
Yeah.
That is a good.
That I could
lyric.
totally relate to for sure.
Yeah. I think in All Too Well, when she, oh gosh, the exact lyric, I'm sure Maya or Mike can pull out for me, but when she talks about, I'm a soldier who comes back
Oh, half her weight.
half her weight.
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That to me, like that whole song is full of lyrics. Also, when she says like autumn leaves were falling like pieces into place,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's so visually,
Well, her ability to write a song in a way that you're like, oh wow, that's so deep, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, people are going to relate to it and feel about it.
Yeah.
So
Also-
there's so many, like it's hard to kind of
isolate.
Yeah, like what's your favorite? Oh my goodness, it depends on my mood, you know,
100%.
or what kind of crap you're dealing with
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the time, you know.
Yep. Or what good things you're going through, like moments.
Totally. Oh,
that,
yeah.
That is one thing that I think she does a lot in her songs, is that, like, I think it's in Fearless as well, where she talks about this moment, capture it, remember it.
Yeah.
And that to me is part of what I love about her music. It's like she encapsulates moments in people's lives, in experiences. And that's what I love about Long Live, is that she talks about, the moment that it can break our fall. Do you know that lyric? Sing it through your head.
I am.
through it,
Hold
go
on, I
through
am.
Stand by.
Can we take a moment? Promise me this, that you'll stand by me forever. But if God forbid fate should step in and force us into a goodbye, if you have children someday, when they point to the pictures, please tell them my name. Tell them how the crowds went wild. Tell them how I hope they shine. Long live the
I
loves
think
of
it's
Christ through a
later
habit,
than
time
that.
of
I think it's later than
life.
that.
See me long live. Hold on.
We're going to pull up the lyrics.
While you're looking up lyrics,
yes, I'm
about
gonna do
the
that.
question that you asked with lyrics that you relate to, I'm also a really big 1989 fan.
Yes.
And a song that I related to for a really long time was Clean.
Oh,
And
Yes.
that one I
I
related to as well.
think that a lyric, if I had to pick one lyric from any song that I listened to hers,
Yeah.
it would probably be Clean, and it would be right at the end when she says, just because you're clean don't mean you don't miss it.
Yeah.
Because there have been,
Yeah.
remember that guy that I talked to you about in the
Yes,
car?
I
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Like even when somebody treats you like shit, sometimes you still miss the times before they treated you like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
that's really hard. The lyric that I was talking about was hold on to spinning around, confetti falls to the ground, may these memories break our fall.
That's
that
what
line,
I said.
may these memories break our fall. Did you say that?
Yes.
That specific part of just like memories kind of cradling you in moments or
And
just
protecting you
Yeah.
from injury.
it's so beautiful, or just reminding you of like a moment. Like I think that I will always remember being at that concert with Maya and us singing All Too Well. Like when she was about to sing it, we looked at each other. We were like, "Okay, are we ready for this?"
Here
and
we
we just
go,
were
yeah.
like giving it, and it was something we'll remember all the time.
I
Mike?
think. Oh, sorry.
No,
I
please.
think there was one more. The clean lyric. That is probably going to be the one that I relate to the most. But there's this one song. I think it's from New Year's Day, but it says, "Hold on to the moments; they will hold on to you."
Yeah,
And I feel like that's just. I think that's just a really cute lyric.
Yeah.
Like I still, the post depression after the Eras tour is.
Gonna
Yeah.
kick in.
Post Eras tour depression.
for sure.
Yeah.
Because I've been waiting for it for so long, and I still have my, I still have the
Your band,
bracelet.
yeah,
Yeah.
Since we were middle nosebleeds, none of the confetti reached us, and I was
Yeah.
begging Auntie Priya. I was like, "Can we run into the floor so I can get a piece of confetti?" And she was like, "You're so gross. We are not getting confetti from the floor." And so I had an idea that when the battery finally runs out, on the bracelet, on the tab, there's just a strip, and on it says Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. So I'm just gonna cut it off, and I'm gonna put it in my phone case because it's clear.
Yeah.
So it'll
Yeah.
be right there. And I already put my home screen to at
Oh,
the end.
stage. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
where the dancers are all around and she's right there in the middle.
Yeah.
I also did not realize how bad I was at singing until I got humbled by rewatching the videos I took after.
Oh no, I
That's
totally.
because you were screaming
yeah.
so loud, your voice was
Exactly.
altered.
Yeah.
It
That,
sounded
is.
like I wasn't
That's what-
even singing at all. Like I was
Yeah.
rewatching some of the videos. It was also just because the sound was really good. But I was watching some videos and I was like, I sang so much, my voice was gone within the first 3
Yeah.
songs,
Yeah.
and you just can't hear me.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a similar experience. I was playing some of my videos and I'm singing away, and it's
Oh, gosh, I
singing
haven't listened to mine
is
yet.
a bit questionable.
But also, when you can't hear yourself singing, it's very hard to stay on pitch.
Yeah, I
So-
don't try to stay on pitch. I'm just
Well, then what was it?
Just
What
belting
was
it
so
out.
terrible about it?
That it was so
that it was
loud.
so terrible. It's just
So
just
what
bad.
made it terrible was that it was
that
terrible.
It was terrible. But I was having fun, and it was just, I just did not care. I'm like, I'm going to completely enjoy myself
yes.
in this concert.
That is the point of it.
Now, going back to the question about lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
the songs that come to mind for me are usually they're mostly the ones, and it's not really lyrics, but the songs that are coming to mind for me are the ones that are more emotional
Yeah.
or connect with something that reminds me of something in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, All Too Well,
Yeah.
Yes.
of course.
Of course.
The one with Bon Iver that
Yes,
you and I
Exile.
always sing.
We were
We were
just
listening to
Exile.
that in the
Yeah.
car.
Love that song.
Cornelia Street.
I
Cornelia
love
that
Street.
one.
Yes.
I know, and she didn't sing that in the
Yeah,
tour
I
at
missed
all.
that, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Tolerate
Yes.
Can't even, yeah.
I'm
Like-
so sad that I'm
Took
mad
Tolerated
that she
out.
took it off.
it. Yeah.
She took
That upset me.
Like,
Yeah.
you could have taken any other song off, and I feel like
Yeah.
Tolerate It was probably one of the best performances on the Eras tour, and I'm
Yes.
so mad that
But
she
you
did-
notice the Tortured Ports,
Ports.
Ports.
Tortured Poet Society, the
Department,
whole
yeah.
bed or poets.
Tortured,
what is it?
What?
Tortured Poets
We know.
Department.
Tortured portraits.
I can't, yeah. Oh my God.
Tortured torts.
Okay, guys, it is
Tortured Poets Department.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yes, we got
Woo,
there.
nailed it.
So that whole bed show,
Yeah.
that part of the show, I think replaced the
I
big
know, but-
dramatic.
But not in the. It didn't have.
It didn't do it for me like Tolerate It would.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, it was actually quite visually beautiful because the guy, like just the way he kept sliding down and
Yeah.
having to crawl his way back up, it was very evocative, like visually telling a story of just trying to climb your way back into a relationship. But Tolerate It, that performance was really gutting for me, and it also really did remind me of my own experiences where I did feel like my love was not appreciated and just was tolerated, and I was like, I just don't understand that. And so it was a really, I'm really sad she skipped that
Yeah.
one. I'm really sad she skipped Long Live, but I'm glad we got to see Tortured Poets
I
Department.
do feel like she should have kept Long Live because Long Live is basically it's her anthem.
Yeah.
It's her
Yeah.
anthem. And so I feel like she could have taken off like songs that I feel like she could have easily taken off were Bad Blood. Like she could have
Yeah.
easily taken off Bad Blood
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kept Tolerate It or Long Live. I get that she had to make like more room so it wasn't 4 hours long, but really?
It's like at the end when she was like, "Oh, thank you, everybody," and I looked at Mike and I was like, "Is she gonna do an encore?" And Mike's like, "She's been
been on for
singing for 3 hours."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
So
God.
that was a pretty epic
Yes, it
experience,
was.
would you
It
say?
was.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
Were you so excited when the surprise songs came on? First of all, did you know all of your surprise songs? Like, did you know the names?
I knew the names, I knew the songs. I haven't been keeping track, or I haven't been on that surprise song bandwagon. Like,
neither.
there's a lot of people. I guess there's like people have charts and they're tracking, and you know, there's songs. You know, I think there's something like 6 songs that she hasn't yet played out of her
Catalog?
catalog.
Okay.
Yeah, I read
So
an
I guess
article
that'll
this
happen-
morning, and they were saying these are the 6 songs that she hasn't played.
Wow.
And I have not been keeping track of any of that. So I wasn't I'm not as invested
Right.
in that whole thing. I did notice though last night, she did the guitar mashup
Yeah.
first, and then she did a piano mashup, and she added a Reputation song. She sang first 2 songs, and then she slid in a Reputation song, and the
something
crowd went
Yeah.
freaking bananas.
That was the
I
song
think
Maya
it's-
was hoping for. I did
Yeah.
something bad.
I am really happy with mine though.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would have been happier with mine just because I knew all the lyrics to it.
Yeah.
And I knew
Those
every
are great
song.
songs too.
But I think I was also just so excited for it that when the song came on, I knew the lyrics, but my mind blanked on the name. I was like, I'm singing to the song, but I forgot what it is. And I'm looking at Auntie Priya and I'm singing, and then in the video I caught it. I went, "Oh, it's State of Grace." And she looked at me and she was like this, and then when Labyrinth came on, I went insane.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Okay, well then you know what, your question to me about did I know the songs? Did I know the title of the song? So the first song with the guitar,
Hours.
Hours. I didn't
I didn't know
remember
that.
that
I didn't know
song.
that one either.
I know that song, but I didn't remember the name of it.
When
So,
Auntie
yeah.
Priya, when she sent me the song, I could tell that only a few people screamed. Like only like
Yeah, I think it's much like not as well known as her others. But I can't believe, like, Maya, do you know, has she repeated the same surprise songs ever during the tour, or is she
what do you mean repeated?
like, has every surprise performance been of different songs, or has she ever done the same song, same surprise
She's
songs?
done the
has to.
same surprise songs a few times. She
Okay.
played I Did Something Bad a few shows ago.
Okay, because
She hasn't played Mr. Perfectly Fine a lot.
right.
So that's my flex. And she's only played Labyrinth once. So I'm happy about that.
It was good. Yeah, it was amazing.
What about you, Ange? Did you have any investment in the surprise song?
No, not at all. I was. I don't know ours. There was a couple that I didn't
Yeah.
know, unfortunately, which
Yeah.
I felt pretty bad about.
worry your pretty little mind.
Yeah.
People throw rocks at things that shine in light.
I'll have to listen to that
Makes
one.
love work hard.
Yeah,
See, Priya doesn't know it
Stakes
either.
are high.
I don't. I know the melody, but
Water's
Yeah.
rough.
This love is ours.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this up. What do you think?
We should.
Yeah?
I think so. It has been super fun to have you guys here as our very first guest. Thank you so much. Did you have a good time?
Thank you. Yes.
For having us.
Thank you, Maya, for enlightening us with your knowledge and your burps. Thank you.
Angie.
I got nothing. No burps.
No
nothing.
burps.
Thank you.
No burps.
Thank you.
But thank you. That's great.
One is enough.
Mm-hmm.
And what about all of you out there? We know that we were lucky to get ticks. If you went, how was your experience?
Yeah.
Anyone disappointed? We know that this is delicate.
We want to know everything, so please send us your thoughts, comments, memories, any songs that have meant something special to you, and tell us
You know
again
what would be kind of great?
Oh yeah, tell us.
If you went to any of the Taylor Swift concerts
Yeah.
in Toronto, or even if you didn't, if you went to a Taylor Swift concert anywhere, post a photo to our Instagram. You could do
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Tag us.
That's a great
Post
idea.
a photo and tag us in our Instagram.
Yeah.
Our tag at the Little Podcast. Yes.
Yes, that would be really cool, and maybe tell us what surprise songs were shown at your concert.
Yes,
That'd be
yes,
fun.
and we'll post. I think we should do a few posts. We'll put some stuff up.
We have to go through all the videos and photos we took, but yes, we definitely will.
Email us at lifeisinthelyrics@gmail.com. And again, slide into our DMs on Instagram at The Little Podcast. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, give us a like on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Share, follow, leave us a comment. And we want to hear from you.
Yeah. Slide into inboxes and
And
slip through the bars. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.